Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Treasure Trove Tarot, also known here on YouTube as Mystic Moon. Welcome to my second channel and welcome to your weekly forecast. So we're going to see what we can expect this week. Obviously, just take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. All the decks I'll be using here today will be listed down below, as well as this beautiful Organite called the High Priestess. So anyways, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take a look and see what zodiac sign is going to rule the week. Now, this could be your own zodiac sign, just the influence of this particular sign, or maybe someone that you'll be dealing with under this zodiac sign. So let's go ahead and see what wants to come through. What is the significant zodiac sign for the week? We have the energy of Capricorn. So it could be, again, you're a Capricorn dealing with a Capricorn, or this is very much Capricorn energy. So what is Capricorn? It is all about materialistic things, working hard. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so it can be, a lot of burdens or just a lot of stresses when it comes to, making your bills, saving up money, paying things off, working just very hard. It doesn't have to be negative though. It's just meaning that we are being serious about something and we're ambitious when it comes to putting in that extra work and dedication towards our dreams and our goals. So let's go ahead and see what the planet, what is the ruling planet for the week? Even though we already have Saturn coming through, what's another planet coming through? Okay, so Spirit says Saturn and Venus. So it's interesting because I was kind of looking for a different planet, but now we have that. So it's Saturn's energy, yes, when it comes to the things that might be challenging you or the things that you might be working hard for. But the reason that you're doing this is because you're trying to connect with the things that you really love, which is Venus. So Venus is what you desire. It's about, beautiful things, having success, maybe indulging or having things that you find very valuable, creating a beautiful space around yourself. So some of you guys might be building something around you, working really hard to save up for something amazing, something that's going to make you feel good by being in that Venus energy. So let's see what house is coming through. What house is coming through? We have the third house, okay? So the third house here, I'm going to go ahead and go in a little bit deeper here. So I wanted to read what else this says here on that third house. Okay, so the third house, you guys, is communication. Your potential to learn something in your local neighborhood. So the third house is associated with the mutable air sign of Gemini. So we have now Gemini, maybe Mercury. We are Mercury retrograde right now, so that could be why this is coming through. But it says it's the planet of communication, and it oversees how you think and express yourself with others when speaking out loud, but also through the written word. It colors how you interact with friends and anyone else in your immediate environment, and also involves siblings and short distance travel. So this could be communication in the workplace. This could be communication with people or like something that you're working on, which can include family members or friends or small community. But this could be a message coming from a loved one this week. Now, Saturn is also connected to karma. Saturn is connected to lessons. So someone could contact you this week when it comes to a karmic cycle or something that's been burdening you or heavy on your mind for quite some time. So it could get cleared up, but it could also be something that creates more of a burden. So let's go ahead and get some details on this as to what exactly does this mean here? What exactly is this communication? What exactly is all this hard work and maybe love karmic situation? Okay, let's get the details here. What are the details of the situation? Go ahead and move this right here. I'll put these over here. So the signs that came through, you guys, let me just say this. Venus is Taurus and Libra. Obviously, the third house is Gemini. We have Saturn, and we have Saturn, which is Capricorn. So Capricorn, Gemini, Taurus, Libra. All right, let's see what we need to know. All right, we have the Six of Swords. So as you can see here, we've got this maze. So it might be that as we're trying to move forward this week, we're trying to relieve ourselves. We're trying to get away from some sort of a burden or a problem. So yes, communication or of some sort could create maybe a little bit of a rocky time or a rocky patch, but we're going to get through this week. So it's not going to be something that's going to hold you back and burden you even further. It could be that you release yourself from a troublesome situation. It could also be that you decide an easier way of going about, things, so you don't have to work so hard. It can just be some sort of a relief, though. It's definitely relief. So that's a good thing. What else? We have the Ten of Cups. Is that Ten of Cups energy? I don't get that image. Is that what I think it is? I'm like, why is there a boob on the Ten of Cups? Sorry. But yeah, the Ten of Cups. I mean, maybe that's somebody's ultimate happiness. I don't know. But the Ten of Cups is family. The Ten of Cups is also ultimate happiness. So I feel like where you guys are headed is definitely towards happier times. You're dedicated towards the things that make you ultimately happy, which of course can be things, such as this cash or, building something, enjoyment with family, friends, etc. But whatever it is, it's definitely harmony. It's definitely happiness. You're definitely satisfied here with the Ten of Cups. So whatever trouble arises, and it's not to say that there will be trouble, but whenever Saturn's around, it's kind of like, okay, there could be a lesson at hand. There could be something that needs to be dropped here, like a karmic cycle needs to end. It could involve another person. It could involve, some sort of communication. Doesn't have to be, though, but it could just be something that you're no longer you're no longer willing to struggle with. So like you stop stressing. That could be the key to your happiness. Or it could be, you found a way to work smarter, instead of working harder. You're working smarter. So then that creates less stress for you. And then that in turn makes you happy. It could be somebody coming in, such as a friend or a family member, saying, hey, you know what? I see that you've got a lot on your plate. Let me help you. That could also alleviate stress. So there's some relief here. It's not all doom. We do have the Eight of Cups, but there is a requirement this week that we do walk away from something. I feel like we're leaving something in the past. It might even be, you guys, that you just decide, like maybe you've been waiting for someone to communicate with you and it hasn't happened and you're tired of putting your life on hold. Maybe you're tired of waiting for something to fulfill your happiness and you're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to create my own destiny. I'm going to create my own happiness. So I'm going to leave this in the past and I'm going to go towards my Ten of Cups. So that's ultimately what's happening here. Someone is making a decision to move away from what's not making them happy and move towards what is going to make them happy. Yep, there's the Death card. So there's some kind of an ending. And I'm not trying to scare you guys. Do not be afraid of this ending. I feel like you basically have the power in your own hands to create this ending. And what it does is it actually releases you from a burden. This could be the end of a job too. So if some of you guys are looking to leave some sort of burdensome job behind or debt behind, that means that we are clearing this. Could be paying off debt. We're able to walk away free. But of course, with Venus being here, it could be that we are walking away from a certain lifestyle, or maybe we're walking away from something that we do have emotional investment in, but because of this either non-communication, or it could be the communication that comes through is not exactly what we're looking for, we're just kind of realizing, you know what, we need to distance ourselves from this because it's not making us happy. Sometimes the only way that things can change and transform is to separate from it. So some of you guys might be making a decision this week, but there's definitely some sort of transformation. That's kind of the key word that I want you guys to focus on. Transformation for the better. There's definitely relief that's coming from this. I'll tell you that right now because of these two cards. So don't be so afraid of these ones, okay? All right. So now let's take a look and see what is our lesson this week. Let's take a look at our lesson. What's the lesson this week? We have see the synchronicity. It says, take note of all the synchronistic happenings and coincidences that occur on this day, and know that know that nothing happens by accident. So your goal is to appreciate the divine details that are woven into every moment of your life. So this is beautiful, because what this tells me here is that there's something that's being divinely orchestrated. And sometimes we do pray, or we ask the universe for a sign. And sometimes prayers are answered in a different way than we expect. Sometimes we actually do get an answer, but we could be so hell-bent on that particular thing that we wanted to work out a certain way that we actually miss that we are being given guidance. It might not be the guidance that we want. It might not be the answer that we want to hear, but it's still there. Are we watching? Are we looking? Are we paying attention? Do we see the signs? So there's something that is happening this week for a reason, and Spirit is asking us to be open-minded about this, okay? So let's go ahead and get a couple of tarot cards here about that. Okay, I just want to make sure that this entire deck is not reversed. It's not. Okay, so I wasn't going to use reversals, but when that happens sometimes, it's meant to be. It's the synchronistic signs, if I can even say that word. So strength. The strength card is connected to the sign of Leo, but strength reverse means that we feel beat down. We feel like we're weak. We're afraid. And I feel like there could be something that you guys are struggling with where you don't feel like you have power, or you've given your power over to something, and so you feel really weak right now. But what Spirit is trying to say is that there's something that's either falling apart or ending for a reason. Try not to give all of your power to whatever that is. Try to accept. Try to look at the situation in like a silver lining type of a way. Not all is lost. You're not completely defeated here. There might actually be something better for you, but are you paying attention? Are you paying attention to the details, or are you getting lost in what you is maybe like you feel like you're losing? So it's all in the way that you look at it, you guys, is what Spirit's trying to tell us. Yeah, we have the Four Swords. So the Four Swords is relaxation. It's taking a time out. It's taking time to rest. So maybe you need a little bit of time. Maybe after this, I don't know, I want to say it's a battle. I'm not getting a tower moment, but it could feel that way for some of you guys. But after this change, or you walking away, maybe you're actually going to feel a lot more relief than you even know right now. Maybe after you leave that job, leave that situation, or just decide, like you make a decision, like I'm done with this. It might feel scary. You might feel kind of like weak or not sure. But I do feel with that Four Swords right after it, you are going to experience some sort of relief. And it did already come up with this Six of Swords. This is a card of relief. It feels scary. That maze is really scary. But once you get through that, you're going to feel so much better, you guys. So there is something that Spirit is asking us to look at this week that says it's actually going to turn out better than you think. So don't miss the miracle. Don't miss the signs, because they are here leading you. But are you paying attention? Are you looking at the wrong thing? Are you focused on the wrong thing? We have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is about our ideas. It's also about energy. So if she's reversed, this just means that we're not feeling very energetic. We're not feeling very confident. We're kind of feeling like somebody has just let the air out of our balloon. But there's a time for everything. So if you guys are experiencing a little bit of just kind of a downtime where maybe not a lot of things are jumping off, not a lot of things are happening, allow that to be a sign that maybe it's forcing you to take some time for you, take some time to reflect, take a time out, take care of yourself. So something is happening for a reason, and we have to see it for what it is. We have to see it for what it is. We have to find the blessing. The hidden blessing is in a situation this week, and it's up to us whether or not we're gonna look at the cup half empty or the cup half full. The choice is ours this week, is what Spirit is telling me right now. So that will be up to us. All right. Let's see what else we need to know. Let's get a card from this deck. It's kind of like a random deck that's just about really any love situation. So if you guys are dealing with a love situation, maybe something will come through here. Let's see. Might not be love. It could be something else too. What's the message this week? This is good advice for modern women, but you don't have to be a woman watching this. This can be anybody. It's, oh my God, change your mind. So Brianna, if your name happens to be Brianna and you're watching this video, I'd love to hear from you in the comments section to confirm that someone watched the video named Brianna. But it says, change your mind. You are much more beautiful and worthy than you think. You look at yourself in the wrong way. It says, raise your self-worth, and the external effect will be financial abundance, you guys. So this is basically saying here with that, those two cards that just came through, right? We don't feel that great. We don't feel that good. We kind of feel like I said, like the wind has been taken from our sails. But we're being given an opportunity to go in another direction, take a little bit of a time out here. And so this is giving you an opportunity to see that you actually have more worth. Maybe the situation that you were involved in, it was not serving you, whether it was a job or a relationship, a friendship. So this gives you an opportunity to kind of recollect yourself, do some sort of reflection and healing, and then get back out there into the world and with this new revived energy, which is, I am strong. Okay, I know I have worth. I know I have value. And once we shift that to that vibration, the external effect will be financial abundance. That's fantastic. So whatever is not working at this time, we need to realize that there's a reason that it's not working. Let's not fight against things that are not flowing. Let's try to find a way either out or let something go. All right, let's see what else. Okay, so the Four of Cups is my card that we're missing something. We're focused on the wrong thing. It doesn't depict it in this card very well, but the Four of Cups in Rider-Waite Tarot shows a hand coming from the sky, which to me is always from the universe. It's always from the divine. And it's trying to be handed to this man who's sitting there. And he doesn't want it. He has his arms crossed. It's not what he wanted. It's not the outcome that he wanted. He doesn't see the value in it. So there is a situation this week where there's something that we're missing, or there's something that we don't want to see. We would rather try to handle it our own way, or our ego's getting in the way and saying, no, that's not what I want. It's this. We have to be willing to allow spirit to work its magic in our lives, which is why this card came through. We have to see the synchronicities. There's a plan. It's almost like I'm getting for some of you guys, there's another plan for you, but you're still focused on this other plan from the past, or this other plan that you thought was like, that's my road, that's my destiny. And it's not Spirit's way of saying that you're wrong. It just means that maybe it's time to focus elsewhere. Maybe it's time to kind of lessen some of your focus on that thing and just kind of realign yourself and refocus on something else, because there is something that we're missing because our focus is not where it needs to be. And if your focus is on people or situations that do not value you, that are not giving you what you deserve in return, do you see how we're missing the mark? We're wasting time. Very valuable, precious time. You can change your mind. You can shift your focus. You can change your thoughts and change your life this week. That's what Spirit's trying to say. And it is that simple. It really is. All right, let's see what else. We have the the Empress card. The Empress is beautiful. You want to talk about somebody that knows their worth and value? It's the frickin' Empress. And the Empress is tied to Venus. So there's a reason that she's here. So Venus is our personal taste, things that we're attracted to, things that do it for us. We might be attracted, I'm just going to throw it out there, and I'm no freaking psychologist or therapist. Some of us might be attracted to people or things that do not want us, or that are hard to get, people that we feel that we need to work really hard for. And that could be stemming from some sort of a dysfunction in our lives. We're only truly excited by people that maybe they want us, but we're not sure. Or people that string us along, breadcrumb us, etc. Well, Spirit's saying, you know what? It's time for us to change our tune, because this really is not going to lead us to the 10 of Cups. Some of you want the 10 of Cups, and you can get there, all right? It might not be that you're going to get there this week, but it is possible that you can get on that ship or that boat, which is the 6 of Swords, and start making your way towards that 10 of Cups that just came up right after it. But it's not going to happen as long as you're hanging out here waiting for somebody to notice you, waiting for somebody to return your call, waiting for somebody to notice or to realize that they love you. If they're not realizing it yet, then we have to be willing to say, I love myself more than to sit and wait around and to put all of my value over here when I really need to put it into me. So that's the message here. There's an opportunity for us to shift our focus. And on the bottom of the deck, I've got Justice, which means that we can make this decision. We can. And she's got the blindfold on. So there's something that needs to be decided here. We need to make a choice. And this choice, when we make it, is actually going to be better for us. But we might be fearful if we make this change that we're going to lose something. But what I'm getting here is we're not really losing anything of value. We're just really not. But we think we are because we're so attached to it. All right. So it's time for us to change our taste. It's time for us to maybe not put so much emphasis on, certain things that we feel like we need to have. And I'm just going to put this out there, in a job or a person. I need a job that does this, that, it's just a bam, 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 bam. It has to be that, or I'm not going to be happy. All or nothing attitude. Or same thing with people. I need to be with someone who's at least 6'2", with light eyes and dark hair. It's like, And I'm not trying to say we can't have the things that we really want in this life, but when we're being too specific, especially on the externals, then it really lessens the magic that the universe really has in store for us. Because if we're so focused on something specific, we are going to lose out on the miracles that are all around us. So I feel like Spirit's message to us is saying we've got to lighten up a little bit with our checklist. we gotta lighten up a little bit more and just be in the presence of happiness and feeling good within ourselves. And then when we feel good within ourselves, it's like people that show up, we can see their beauty because we're able to see our inner beauty. So I don't know, there's just something about finding peace within so you can start seeing the peace outside of yourself in the form of relationships and other people, or, jobs and things like that. All right. Let's see, what is our vice this week? Ooh, what is our vice this week? Let's take a look. We have thirsty. Oh, man. Now, look, this card is not saying, you guys, that you're desperate for attention. You're seeking this attention. I know it sounds really bad, so I'm going to kind of change the way this sounds. When we feel empty inside, it is very easy to go outside of yourself to quench that thirst. If you're hungry for something, you feel empty, what are you going to do? You're going to reach for something outside of yourself to fulfill you. But we're not talking about survival in that way. What we're talking about is love. When we need love, right? When we're feeling lonely or sad, naturally, we want to engage in a situation where we're going to get that validation from another person. It's the quickest way to feel that love. But the thing is, sometimes that can become an addiction and turn into a desperation. Sometimes we can become very obsessed, codependent, toxic, whatever. So it might be that some of us have started to finally get to a point where we realize that we have some sort of an addiction, like an alcoholic would, to people that breadcrumb us, or people that just don't really meet our needs, but somehow we're really attracted to them. We're not attracted to good people. We're attracted to people that screw us over. Now, I'm not going to say that's for everybody, so please just take this if it resonates. But I just remember all of my 20s and pretty much, I would say, half of my 30s were wasted time with people that absolutely did not want the things that I wanted at all, and breadcrumbed me, or just were not right for me at all, but I was hell-bent on still being in those situations because of some sort of issue that I had within myself. And I'm not saying that those types of things have completely gone away, because I have been thirsty here or there throughout the years, and have definitely gone slumming it again. That's just the way life works. But for the majority, I finally did enter into a relationship where somebody was kind to me and loving to me, and it didn't make me want to puke. So I knew that I had grown. I knew that I had matured, because it no longer turned me off. It used to repel me. And I only had a hunger and thirst for people, for assholes. I'm just going to basically tell you, for assholes, really. So I don't know if any of you guys battle with that, but that is what's coming through. But this just could be where we're looking for things outside of ourselves to fulfill us, when really there needs to be some inner work done. So that could be our little vice this week. Oh my gosh, you guys, we have the 4 cups again. See, Spirit is presenting something, but either we're refusing to see it. I don't want that. Wait a second. I prayed for a sign, and you're giving it to me? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want that. No, I don't really like that answer. That's what it is. So some of you guys are being given signs. Some of you guys are being given guidance, and you're just not really wanting that. That cup is not the cup you want to drink from. So we're holding ourselves back really from our 10 of Cups, because there's just certain things that are being presented to us, and we're just blowing it, or we just don't want that, or we don't like that answer. We don't like what's showing up. So of course there could be a message here. If we don't like what keeps showing up, then we know that we need to change something drastically in our lives, because you're stuck on a vibration at that point. If everything that's coming to you is not what you really desire, or it doesn't bring any kind of fulfillment, or it's just all crap, we do have to be mindful of our vibration. So are we grateful of what, for what we have? Where are we at? We need to take our own temperature when things are just crap outside of ourselves, and do that inner work to start fulfilling our needs. We have the moon's energy, you guys. So the moon is all about repressed feelings. The moon can be fear. It's very emotional though, and it's also cycles. So there could be a karmic cycle, and we did kind of get this in the very beginning of the reading, where maybe we're going to cycle something out this week, something that's just like, it's not really serving us anymore. Maybe we're finally coming to that realization that something that is being presented, which could be in the form of someone coming through and making communication, we're just kind of like, it's not what I want. I'm going to say no to this. I'm going to cycle out this crap once and for all. It could be that, you guys. You could be taking back your power this week from a person or a situation. Oh, yeah. You could be closing the door on this 5 of coins. Like someone's coming through and saying, hey. And you're like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. So it could really go either way. It's either Spirit coming through and giving you an answer, or giving you some sort of guidance and you're declining it, or someone's coming through and you're just like, yeah, no, I'm good. This isn't what I'm looking for. And it might be very scary to you, and you might have a lot of fear that if you reject this or close this door or don't reopen this door, that you're going to lose this person forever. But what I'm getting is that you don't have anything right now anyways, so you're losing nothing. So if some of you are afraid of cutting off communication for good, blocking people, etc., I feel like you guys are going to deal with this and maybe close up this chapter this week. That's pretty intense. That's what I'm seeing here. All right, let's see what power animal is coming through for us. What power animal is coming through for us this week? We have the elk, nobility. The elk says, celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. So this is a very masculine energy, very dominant, king, like almost like a king of the forest type of an energy. So the lion would be the king of the, the jungle, or not, king of the jungle. This would be king of the forest for me. So we are wearing some sort of crown. We also need to treat like we need to see ourselves as royalty. Do we? Are we seeing ourselves as royalty? Are we acting like royalty, or are we acting like slaves? So when people see that you're acting like a slave, as in you're a slave to them, you would do anything. You'll lay in front of them like a doormat and let them stomp their boots all over you. Then you're a slave. Or this is about being a sovereign being and basically saying yes or no and having the power and the authority to do that. So essentially, people do not mess with you when you're in that energy. So I just feel like this has something to do with the way that we're allowing people to treat us, whether it's work, family, friends, or lovers. There's definitely some sort of energy here. We're taking back our power this week. Even if it's hard, we're going to do it because we know that that's the right thing to do. I feel like this might have something to do with career for some of you guys. Yeah, Page of Wands means go back to the drawing board. If you do not like your job, or you're not happy in your job, or you don't feel like you're being paid what you're valued, or what your value is, or what your worth is, this is about getting to the drawing board. Page of Wands is all about ideas. It's about communication. Start working with recruiters. Put your your feelers out there. Talk to friends, people that know people. Work with a job, like a career coach or something like that, or someone that can basically help you. Think about maybe some creative ideas of some things that you can do maybe on the side. There's just something here where we're needing to use our ideas, and that is what's going to get us out of a situation where maybe we don't feel valued. There's something about moving. Some of you guys are right now thinking about a way out. You're going to either move to a different job. You're going to go to a different job. It doesn't mean this is going to happen this week. It just means that this is the idea. This is the inspiration. You're starting to feel this draw down a different path. You're starting to feel like maybe what you're doing right now isn't what you're meant to do. You're feeling like there's something different that you want to do. Definitely follow those inspirations and ideas this week, you guys, because it will take you down your destined path. The Chariot to me is destiny. So it just means that we're being pulled or drawn down a particular path. Our destination currently might not be it, especially in the career department. There might be something else that we want to do, and we're being drawn to it for a reason. Chariot is Cancer's energy, by the way. Okay. So it could be that by July, maybe you guys are doing something completely different for work, or you're moving to another location by July. So interesting. Let's go ahead and see self-care energy. What is our self-care energy for the week? We have speak up. So this says, if you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. There might be something that needs to be said this week. We did get that third house energy, right? And that third house was all about communication. We might need to basically speak up to say, and this might not be that we have to say something to someone else, even though that could be the case for a lot of you. But some of you guys might just need to be truthful with yourself. It's time to have a truthful conversation. It's time to be honest. It's time to speak your truth, okay? But I feel like this has something to do with just a situation that is not satisfactory, a situation where we're just kind of like, yeah, I'm just not happy. And we need to be honest, because if we're not, it's actually just going to fester inside, and it's just going to feel more of a burden as time goes on. So we are being asked to deal with something. That's why we had the Death card earlier. We got to deal with something here. Yeah, the Two of Wands means we got to make a decision. We have to make a decision to speak up. We have to make a decision to be honest with ourselves, because it has something to do with the rest of our lives, whatever that is. Oh, wow. Look, Wheel of Fortune, you guys, Sagittarius energy, destiny, fate, a new cycle. It's like a more like a more lucky, prosperous cycle is coming through. It's time to turn the wheel. This is movement, just like the chariots. It's time to move. It's time to make a decision to turn the wheel in your life, because whatever has been going on, it's like something is over. A karmic cycle or lesson is over. That's why we had all that Saturn business in the very beginning. There's something that's calling us forth into a new experience. But are we listening? It's almost like Spirit is telling us. Spirit is speaking up. Yeah, a door is closed for a reason. 5 of Pentacles. There's nothing left in a situation. It's almost like there's just poverty here for you. So you're either just not going to make the money that you want by staying in a shit job that you hate because you're afraid that you can't get hired somewhere else or that it's not going to work out, or a dead-end relationship where it's just like, well, you know, it's predictable, miserably comfortable, but it's something, well, life is really never going to move forward in that type of attitude. So we have to listen to what's being said today through Spirit. Spirit is speaking. Are you listening? But this is also about you taking matters into your own hands and making some sort of different choices, because that's the only way anything's going to change. All right, you guys, so we're going to get a couple of last cards here. All right, let's go into this Lenormand deck. What is the Lenormand card for the week? Ooh. Okay, what's interesting is the cross is very much Saturn to me. It's burdens. It's a cross to bear. It's also about destiny and fate as well. And then we have the woman, which would be the divine feminine. But it doesn't mean that, again, you have to be a woman. It just means the divine feminine. This is Venus. This is beauty. This is the things that, you know, we really want, our desires for a certain type of love, the desire for a certain type of lifestyle. But something has become a burden. Something basically is a very heavy cross to bear. And we know it deep down inside. And for some reason, there's another, B-O-O-B. I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get flagged. But I'm just like, what's up with this? What's up with this business? I don't know. Maybe somebody, wants to have a little cosmetic surgery. I don't know. That could be something, right? Nothing wrong with that. But anyways, but that's what we have. So let's go ahead and see what else we need to know here about this burden or this cross to bear. But it's very spiritual too. It can be about resurrection as well. So coming back from the dead, rebirth. We do have the 9 of coins. Well, this is fantastic. If some of you guys are in let's just say a marriage or relationship that has been a very heavy burden for quite some time, it might be that you're desiring to be single and be on your own. 9 of Pentacles. That's what that card is, which is about just being independent and taking care of yourself and really, really learning to value you for a change. Be on your own. This could also be somebody who is wanting to work independently rather than be at that 9-to-5 job. Maybe you guys want to do your own business. So this is also something where, there's a little bit of risk that goes with that, but the burden of just a soul-sucking position or life is just, you can't do it anymore. So it's getting heavier and heavier because it's no longer for you. It's getting more difficult because it's no longer for you. So it's just this message continuously through this reading that something wants to end in our lives. But the longer that we try to hold on to it, the harder things are going to get. And now we have the 7 of Cups. You guys have a lot of dreams and you also have a lot of choices. So some of you guys might not even realize that there are other things out there for you. There are other cups that you're going to drink from. There are other experiences that you're meant to have. So I feel like some of you guys could be afraid. You're scared. And I get it. But there's so much more to living than what you are currently experiencing right now. But the only way that will change is if we make that choice. All right, so this is a Kipper deck. So we're going to get a Kipper card for the week. Wow, we have lovers, you guys. So some of you, this could be a love situation. This could also be you drawing in a new lover eventually. So if that's something that you want to do, this means that there's still other cups to drink from. There are still other experiences here. The 7 of Cups can also be a card of keeping our options open. So maybe not focusing on one particular person, maybe keeping our options open. But it could also be the things that we're dreaming about maybe are about ready to come true. We have the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords can be communication. The Page of Swords might be that somebody that you love is watching you on social media or thinking about messaging you. And then we have the Ace of Wands. It might not be a bad thing for everybody, because I know that I talked about somebody communicating maybe from your past, and maybe that was going to wrap up some sort of a burden or karmic cycle, but it could also, for some of you guys, clear up something. Maybe you can start fresh again. Maybe there's still something there. Maybe there's still love between you and somebody else. But it could also be that something that we love to do, something that we want to do, which could be that idea and inspiration, that love energy. It's like we're being connected to our dream job. We're being connected to the thing that we always wanted to do. So be open to opportunities. Be open to things that come to you in the form of thoughts and ideas this week, because I do feel it has something to do with your destiny and what is fated for you pretty much in this life. Okay? So let's get one final message. Let's see what our spirit guides and our angels want us to know for the week. What is our spirit guide message for the week? That's a beautiful card. That you are dearly loved is an eternal truth. For in the grand cosmic scheme of things, only love is real, and only love will remain forever within our hearts. Love does not judge you. It is just unconditionally loving to you. It is the true wisdom of consciousness. Seek shelter in love, and you shall hear the song of spirit and be guided by its sacred sound. That's a beautiful message. And that might be why the Lovers was here, is because we're being basically told that we deserve love in this life. Now, we have to learn to love ourselves first before we can really, truly experience that outside of ourselves. So whatever that means to you guys, maybe Spirit is saying it's time for us to start working on that so we can bring in, if that's what you want, the love of a lifetime. Or just the life that you absolutely love and cherish. We have the Five of Cups. So that Five of Cups energy, you can see there's a road and then there's this huge block, big old fat disappointment. So again, I feel like what this card is saying here is that we are all destined for love. We're all destined to feel loved. And we're all destined to just experience love in one way, shape, or another. Sometimes we're going to experience disappointment and love. But this doesn't have to be looked upon as a curse or a bad thing. This is all in the way that we decide to look at it. Are we going to look at these things as lessons? Or are we going to get hung up on them? Are we going to get stuck in the past and never be able to move forward? Or are we going to allow it to create great changes for ourselves? What are we going to do with this love? So we were meant to love others. We were meant to fall in love, but we were also meant to experience broken hearts. So without the darkness, there could be no light, and vice versa. Without the yin, there's no yang. So it's like just the entire world is made up of, these energies. And we have to have both in order to experience it. So it is about trying to find that silver lining. It's trying to be in that state of just feeling blessed. So it's it's not that message, it's that saying, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. That's literally what the message is at the very end here. And that might be hard for some of us to wrap our heads around, because some of the things that we've gone through have been very, very painful. But it was necessary for your path. Now, you can allow this disappointment and these sad things from the past block your path forever. Be a wedge in between you and the Ten of Cups. Because you are on the path, you guys, to your Ten of Cups with the Five of Cups. You are. But until you remove that block, until you remove that wedge, you're not going to be able to get to the Ten of Cups. So Spirit is basically just reminding us again this week that there are certain things that we do have to let go of. There are certain things that we do just have to accept. And as hard as it is, that's the game of love. That's the game of love, or the name of love, or whatever you want to call it. Like there's a song There's some kind of 80s song, The Game of Love or The Name of Love. I'll have to look that up. I love it. The Fool. You know, how many times have we looked back in our past and said, oh my God, it was such a fool. I can think of probably 10 things right now, and just how foolish I acted, how foolish I was. But I can laugh at it now because it was a part of my journey. It was a part of my journey to really be that stupid and dumb and foolish. But we live and we learn. We grow up. We become stronger. You know, we heal. And that's just the journey of life. All right, let's get one more. And we have the King of Swords, which is the Prince of Swords in this deck, Aquarius energy. This is also Aquarius energy, by the way, Uranus. So what is the planet Uranus all about? It's all about freedom. It's all about liberation. That's why we have chains here. We liberate ourselves from the constrictions of those chains, our thoughts, the programs, old programs that are working that no longer serve. We're willing to live and learn. We're willing to learn and then keep living too. So the King of Swords is able to really logically and practically look at things and kind of take everything into consideration. To me, the sign of Aquarius is the most open-minded and progressive. They are able to see things in a way that other signs can't see. So if you are influenced by Aquarius, you might identify with that way of thinking, but they are able to be extremely open-minded and see things from certain perspectives. So that's why the Fool here, the Fool is someone who knows, you know, that I could fall and I could crash and burn, but you know what? I'm not living if I'm not taking those risks and chances. That's being open-minded and progressive, because you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to expand. That's that energy. So that's kind of what we're being left with at the very end here for this week. Don't allow something to be a wedge in your life or a block in your life forever. You have to find a way to continue on towards your 10 of Cups. You want to know why? Because you're meant for it. You absolutely deserve it. So it could just be your own thoughts that you don't deserve it. That's what needs to be healed. That's what needs to be removed. It might not even be people or circumstances at this point. It might just be ourselves. So we need to find a way to liberate ourselves from whatever this is so we can continue on to the 10 of Cups. So that's what I have for you guys this week. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, got your notifications on. Leave a comment in the comment section. And down below, I have some ways that if you guys would like to donate to my channel, that would be awesome and amazing. Keeps me thriving here on YouTube. All right, you guys, take care. Bye-bye.